Hello everybody. So this is a video that I was dreading to make for many weeks now because it's about the passing away of my Austrian friend and colleague Fritz Edlinger, the man you can see here on this picture. He's being laid to rest right now as we speak on this January 17th, 2025 in his native Vienna. Fritz appeared on this channel before as he was one of Austria's most energetic and forceful voices for peace and reconciliation. He was in many ways also one of the great inspirations for this channel, as Fritz had been operating his own YouTube show with the name International. It was a German language channel, and he had been operating that for many years, and that's something that I found deeply admirable and impressive, and that was something that then also in the end gave me the courage to start my own channel here. Fritz unfortunately passed away at the age of 76. He died in December 2024, a month ago, during a medical procedure in Vienna. Just the day before, he was still working in the editorial office of the magazine that he was leading, also called International. And the manner in which he passed really reflects his life. Literally up until his last breath, he dedicated himself to peace in the world, particularly in the Middle East. In recent months, Fritz was frequently seen at Middle East conferences or rallies against Israel's genocidal policies. In early September 2024, he shared his decades of foreign policy experience as a panelist at an impressive Palestine Solidarity Congress in Vienna. He regularly spoke at rallies against what he called the brutal butchers in Israel, the Netanyahu regime, and called for peace for Palestine and the Middle East. And really, the picture you can see here of him is the way that I also knew him, always ready to give a talk, always ready to speak, always ready to be a political force for peace and for reconciliation. He was really in many ways a very admirable person with a lot of strength and courage. And people who attacked him, that never bothered him too much. He cared about speaking up for a better world in the lack of a better explanation. And the following, just let me read two paragraphs to you, memories about Fritz of his good friend and also a good friend of mine, um, Heinz Gärtner, Professor Heinz Gärtner, who also was on this channel before. Heinz wrote about Fritz that from his early involvements with the Association of Socialist High School Students, Fritz saw himself as a committed but also critical social democrat. He took on various roles within the Social Democratic Party of Austria. For instance, in the early 1980s, he served as the federal chairman of the young generation. As such, his perspectives were significantly shaped by Chancellor Bruno Kreisky, Austrian, very towering figure of the 1970s and 80s in Austria, somebody who was very forceful also for peace and reconciliation in the Middle East, and who spoke out also against the mainstream of his time. And this was somebody who was really also one of Fritz's early ideals, I suppose, somebody who he wanted to imitate and to work also toward. So this was particularly evident in his engagement in the Middle East and his advocacy for Palestinian rights. Fritz undertook numerous trips to the Arab world and the Gulf region. To support these efforts, he became even the Secretary General of the Society for Austro-Arab Relations. However, his great passion was with his magazine International, and I want to show that to you here. That is this one. Fritz was the editor-in-chief of this magazine for 40 years. He founded it in 1979, and since then the magazine has been published regularly several times a year. It positioned itself as a critical voice to the left of center. For those interested in foreign policy, it offered alternative information and commentary and analysis beyond the mainstream media landscape, which, as we all know, has been very sad, and something that also he said is a sad affair. So Fritz led this effort very, very admirably. And he always gave voice to people who otherwise couldn't find outlets and who had a difficult time of, getting their analysis heard, because oftentimes, especially peace analysis, is not something that that a lot of newspapers still want to publish. At this point, let me also say that if you want to support Fritz's work, if you want to help carry on his legacy, please consider donating to International. The magazine is being continued by the team that Fritz built up, and it will appear in print and online. It will appear online for sure. The print version, we will see where it will go. Fritz was always very adamant about having it out in print because he thought the written word, the printed word, just had a different quality also. But we will see how this will develop. But please consider donating to International in order to carry on Fritz's legacy. Fritz was always an amazing person also to communicate with, very forceful, very also optimistic, and through and through also a politician. It's incredibly sad that he had to go in in a very unexpected way. Fritz, you will be missed. Um, we need more Fritzes. We need you, and I hope you will carry on to inspire people. And thank you for all of your work. And thank you for having been there for us all. All the best, Fritz.